Good morning, Sangha. Good morning, online Sangha. Greetings from rainy Redwood City. And I'm loving seeing the weather reports. Local rain, snow, cloudy. Please feel free to share your weather wherever you are. We're celebrating rain in our very dry Northern California. I'm confident that's not everywhere. We've got chilly Seattle. And I saw cloudy a few minutes ago. Cold in Stafford, Virginia, bitingly cold in the heartland. I believe it. Chilly and damp. Lovely to see all the warm greetings in the midst of the cold, damp, or wet. Bright and crisp in Glenside, Pennsylvania. Sunny and cold, lake effect, clear and cold. Cool and clear. So very happy to be here with all of you this morning. And, love the little greetings, the anecdotes, the warmth of this Sangha. It's really something. So we are at the top of the hour and just want to invite you, when you're ready, to turn your attention from the weather reports rolling in from all over the place to the internal weather of your body, heart, mind. So you can do that by settling back and closing your eyes. Maybe you aren't quite done with the chat, but you just want to tune in. You can share it if you like before you settle in. And then settling into a posture that will support you for the next half hour. And opening your awareness to the quality of the larger atmospherics around you, whether it's rain or sun or wind or damp, and feeling yourself embodied within that larger system, atmosphere. And feeling into the sensations of this body, this moment, internally. The overall sense of warmth or cool, relaxation, aliveness. Maybe weight or lightness. Breathing out any excess energy or tension. And paying special attention, just for a moment, to your head, to your face. Allowing the eyes to soften in their sockets. Perhaps to gently roll down and back just a little bit. This invokes a global relaxation response. And also allowing the tongue to relax, soften, rest in your mouth, however works for you. For me and for many people, it's helpful to have the tip of the tongue gently resting on the front of the palate, that area of the roof of the mouth right behind your top teeth. And that can allow the rest of the tongue just to relax. Another signal to soften the overall system. Feeling your feet, your seat, your body rooted, held. Held by the gravity of the earth, supported by the earth. And checking in now with the overall atmospherics of mood, just in a general, broad brush overall way. How's the heart? How's the mind today? It can be an act of love to check in with that. Acknowledging whatever's there and settling into really allowing awareness, mindfulness to be at the forefront of attention. 360 degrees all around you, within you. Perhaps resting the attention, awareness on the breath. And if there are sounds of external weather, ambient sounds of any kind, allowing that too to be an anchor of attention. Gentle movements of rain or shifting sounds of wind, distant sounds from outside. Spaciousness, allowing. Resting on the gentle waves of arising and passing away of sensation of breathing, experience of sound or sensation. Allowing the attention, the awareness to rest in this moment. If you find the attention called by a specific, stronger arising, maybe a sound, sensation, internal, mental, or emotional process, turning all of the attention to the fact of that arising, acknowledging it kindly. And with the acknowledgement, either staying with it as an event in this moment, or as it fades or the mind loses interest, returning the attention to the global awareness, overall awareness, perhaps including breathing, overall sensation, sound. bring sound, sensation, internal processes to come and go. No need to get involved. No need to be for or against. No need for judgment. Just noticing, allowing, being with. In the last moment of this meditation together, tuning in to any calm or spaciousness, any peace, relaxation, even just a tiny corner, tiny drop that may have appeared, emerged in this meditation. And tuning into the good qualities cultivated in this practice. Perhaps patience, persistence, engagement, stillness or collectedness, compassion, self-compassion, kindness. Whatever good qualities have been cultivated or experienced, imagining others in your life, near and far, with whom they might be shared, just in a way of being or a simple intention. Sharing increases these good qualities for everyone. And it feels right allowing these beneficial, good intentions to flow outwards towards those your life touches. May the goodness cultivated in our practice together here be shared with the others in our lives, and by the sharing, continue to radiate outwards and further outwards still. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healing. May they be peaceful, and may all beings be free. Thank you for the dedication, the sincerity of your practice. So, dear Sangha, the topic for this morning is again one of 5 bases for cultivating spiritual power. And this basis is combination of, again, engagement, or padahana, wholehearted engagement, and in this case, chitta, quality or subjective experience of the mind and heart. And again, those two help to form collectedness, immersion, stability, concentration, samadhi. All of those are kind of synonyms or different translations of the word samadhi. So I have three main points to cover this morning. And the first overarching point, really, if you take nothing else from these 15 minutes, it's that the quality of our minds and hearts, though the quality of that and the thought that emerges from it can define our practice and it can define our lives. And this is most easily seen in meditation practice for me. Sometimes, moments of it will pop in daily life too, of course. So it's helpful to learn to notice. That's point one. Point two and three are sort of subsets. It's ways of noticing. And the first kind of thing that some of us can tune into, you might find that you tune into, is the overall state of the mind in any given moment. And this is kind of like the atmospherics, the overall ecology or soundscape happening in your system. The second way is to tune into the kinds of thoughts that are emerging. And I don't so much mean the story of the thoughts, though that can be very important, but the underlying quality. So I'll talk about that more in a minute. So first, the quality of the mind and heart, quality of thoughts, how we relate to experience. I'm going to ask you again to kind of feel into these as I talk about them. And I'll give you another word cloud for the Pali of chitta. This comes from a number of different translators. Mind, mental processes, mental development, heart or heart mind, state of consciousness. Just feel into those so far. Any associations coming up? Overall awareness. Kind of like the overall atmospherics. And then my personal favorite comes from the very prolific early translator, Caroline Augusta Foley Rise Davids. She calls chitta the subjective experience of mind. The subjective experience of mind. So this overall subjective experience, it's, as I mentioned, kind of like the overall weather, the overall front here in the Bay Area of rain, and the kind of overall atmospherics you might experience in a soundscape. Another way I've thought of it in the past that's been helpful is if the mind is spinning up movies, for those of us that are visual, what's the tint or the color theme in the movie? Or what's the general mood of the soundtrack? Not the words, not the dialogue, the feel. So this is such a helpful sort of part of experience to tune into, that it actually has its own foundation in the Buddha's famous teaching, the Four Foundations of Mindfulness, one of the central teachings of this tradition of Buddhism, and perhaps of most, if not all, traditions. And that third foundation is, and I'm using Gil Fronsdal's translation here of this discourse, observation of mind. And there are certain things that are helpful to notice. You don't have to like dig around for them, but just notice them. One is, and I'm just going to read a few of the paraphrases, the phrases from this section. One knows a mind with craving as a mind with craving, and a mind without craving as a mind without craving. One knows a mind with ill will as a mind with ill will, and a mind without ill will as without ill will. One knows a mind with delusion as a mind with delusion, and a mind without delusion as a mind without delusion. In other words, clarity or wisdom. And one knows a mind that is collected as collected, and a mind that is scattered as scattered. So that could be distraction. Collected, of course, is that stability, that stillness, focus, samadhi. One knows an expanded mind as an expanded mind, or spacious mind, you could call it, and a not expanded mind as a not expanded mind. And it goes on from there. Just to give you a flavor, this is general. And it doesn't have to be something you even look for, but every now and then, if things are going really tough in a meditation, or if they're going really, really well, just to check in. What's the quality of the mind and heart right now? The shortcut that the teacher I've followed now for some years, his teachings, Sayadaw U Tejaniya uses, is there tension in the mind or relaxation? Or for me, it's often helpful, a shortcut, is it helpful or not helpful? So just, these are possibilities. You don't have to go looking for them, digging for them, but allowing them to emerge, to be seen. So an example here. Let's say you go to visit someone who's having a really hard time, to support them, to be with them. Beautiful thing to do, right? There's a big difference during and afterwards between tuning into the compassion and the care in your own heart, or maybe the appreciation for them, and versus criticizing or blaming yourself for any little misstep or imperfection of how it went. Same thing goes for showing up for ourselves in meditation, right? Acknowledging what's happening without putting on extra layers that aren't so helpful. So in meditation, it's helpful just to notice. The shortcut for all of this is just notice the overall mood, notice the overall tone. And that tone, that mood can feel so authoritative that it's really worth remembering that the chitta, this subjective quality of mind, it can change faster than a finger snap. We've all experienced that. Some new event happens, a new person, a memory, a realization, and our mood goes from one thing to completely other, just like that, faster than a finger snap. The last area I'll cover just briefly is to notice the different types of thought arising. And this can be the kinds of attitudes of thought that I talked about earlier in Gill's translation of the Third Foundation. But it can also be qualities of the mental activity itself. And there are two qualities in particular that are helpful in cultivating the iddhipada, the bases for meditative success and spiritual power. And that is the quality of directed attention at whatever your central object of attention, anchor of attention for the meditation is. So that's like the striker hitting the gong of the bell. And the other quality is a sustaining quality, like the fade of the bell. And I'll just do it now. So if you just connect, it'll be a clonk, like that. If you connect and sustain, it's like this. There's this capacity to be with, be near what is being attended to that continues. We can think of this in terms of yesterday's topic of effort too. Every now and then, a little pulse of connecting. And then this long sustaining. It's like pushing a child on a swing. You don't need to be pushing the whole time. The swing swings. So this is very helpful quality of mind. Each of these are very helpful qualities of mind for deepening immersion, stability in the meditation. And again, nothing that needs to be made to happen or dug for, but just noticing. Encourage you to notice in your life when you connect, when your attention naturally connects with something and stays with it for a while. Okay, so to recap, Chitta, the subjective experience of the heart and mind, is one of the really crucial, helpful qualities to notice in cultivating a deepening of meditation practice. The overall attitude, quality, atmospherics of heart and mind. The overall sense of weather, atmosphere, presence and absence of skillful and unskillful, healthy and unhealthy qualities, and these kinds of thoughts or types of mental activity. So in the next 24 hours, if it feels right, just notice these in your life or in your practice. Maybe talk about them with a friend. And I'll look forward to seeing you, at least in the chat or in my mind's eye tomorrow on YouTube. Thank you for your practice.